Howdy folks, and welcome back to episode number 10. Yes, welcome on back. My name is Tree, and we're back on Wilderness. So, as you know, this is episode number 10. For those that anyone have been watching along with all the previous videos, thank you so much. We've been doing a really good sort of job of this over the past sort of 3, 4, 5 weeks now. Just trying to, make progress on the base. And here he is in all his glory. Now, I've upped the render distance a little bit, so things in the distances are, we're somewhat all rendered in, and we're getting there. It's been slow and steady progress. The last episode, number 9, I'll fly over and we kind of talk as we're kind of going through it. We managed to get up a lot of the terraforming around the outsides with our portal, all the custom trees around the middle, and it's been, something I'm really proud of. I think this build has really come together. The feedback's been phenomenal. So if anyone's been watching like the live streams and stuff like that on all the platforms, just know you guys give me a lot of motivation to want to get this finished. And there's been a lot of people asking if it'll be available on Patreon. Yes, it will be available on Patreon once it's finished, and we'll get this one available for you all to play on. But really what today's video is going to be is interiors. I'm not going to do all the interiors in this video because I don't think it's all, I'm not going to be able to get it done. They take too long. I'm going to give it a wee go. I'm going to start with a lot of the bottom side of this base. And then, oh my god, look how far away that mountain is. It's lovely. And you can just about see Luna's base sometimes. It's not loading in. Because in the map, oh, no, that button, this button, there we go. Luna's is just over here. It's just a little bit in the distance. Sometimes you can see it with the shader, the sort of render distance up, but this is us. So we're not going to really bother with the top section. I think I'll save that for like one of the next episodes, as we'll try and do the sort of top side. But if I go free camming, we're at the top. We're going to focus on the bottom. So let's just now do a little time lapse of all the interiors. It shouldn't take us too long. We'll go through and focus on the bottom areas, kind of most of these builds, up to the top, hopefully. And then round the side, we'll definitely want to do the library, which we've been speaking about for ages. And we'll also want to do the double storage hall. So there's quite a lot to cover in this video today. So yeah, strap in. As usual, we'll do a little time lapse. I'll talk over the build progress, how we get on, and then I'll meet you all at the end, and then we'll kind of discuss what's next. I maybe even go for a little adventure in this episode and do something a little bit different than just time lapse and building and talking. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. My monitor's now working, so this is why I'm getting a video today, and I'm on holiday next week. So stuff and things are happening. And yeah, thanks again for everyone that kind of gave me the confidence to post this to the Minecraft Live thing as well. So if anyone hasn't seen it, I'll put a little link in the description down below of my reaction to it, of my build appearing on Minecraft Live's pre-show. Again, not going to get old saying that, although to be fair, I probably should stop talking about it. I'm really proud of that. I managed to do that. But those that obviously made it happen and sort of filled me with the confidence to kind of publish and post it, thank you all so much. Deeply down, honestly, I can't thank you all enough. Take a little hobby and do something pretty cool with it. Look at this. Looks very cool from up here. You can see the whole city surroundings. Right, I'll leave you there now. Hand over to Tree. Right, go Tree. Show them what we're doing with the interiors. Well, hello everybody. It's Narrator Tree. Right, off to the first build we go, and it's the Great Library. This is the first one I wanted to do because it was, for me, the biggest space that I had to fill. And it was the one that was making me the most nervous. So I felt as though if I got this one out of the way, everything would be pretty plain sailing after this. Now you might notice with block palette is a continuation of the block palette from the outside to the inside. I wanted a lot of continuity when it came to block palette choice. We still stuck with the calcite, diorite, pale oak, especially for the details in the arches. So a lot of similarities with the use of the wood, and then the arch effects across obviously the sort of beams and stuff like that's going across there too. So just tried to keep with the sort of feel of the original build on the outside. So no matter where you traveled, you kind of felt as though, you were still within the same building. I wasn't going off doing something different. I wanted a lot of that consistency to seep through into the interiors. Big shout out to obviously Luna. She helped us with a lot of the chisel bookshelves, paper, books, all that type of stuff to kind of get the initial framework in for this, and anyone else that did contribute. There's quite a few people helped us with getting the materials. But I think with the roof turned out great. The sort of arch and dome effect is what I'm trying to go for some of the bigger builds to kind of give it that grand feel. There are still some things to add. I really want to add in some flowers and decor and plants and paintings, chains. There's so many things I'd like to add. The library is going to be one that we come back to. Like a lot of places, there'll be small details we add as we go along. On to the next one. I think this is the second one out of 7 different interiors for this video. Is the storage upgrade. Now, it's not going to be something I'm going to use a lot. It's going to be something that is going to be used for all the different variants of blocks, particularly wood and all your stone, your overworld, your end blocks, just mainly just key blocks for building. The rest of the builds across the whole entire base will be split as like means or purpose or job or category. Each house will try and contain something different. You'll see that in a second. So the upper floor, we just replicated the same as the ground floor. This is back to the ground floor where I was putting in the domed roof, same as what you just saw with the library. So it's a combination of andesite, stone, mossy, cobblestone, normal cobblestone. And that then is what done the arches to the left. You'll see them a bit clearer here as I'm putting them up on the top floor. And I just thought I'd sort of chuck in the same sort of roof design here as to what there was in the library to give that storage a really nice looking feel. On to one of the first purposeful builds is the potion brewery. So the potion brewery is just going to be a very simple build. It's going to have both sides, one for ingredients and one for the actual potion bottles, nether wart, the brewing stands, a little water source. Super simple, super easy. I really like that one. Now for the biggest one, this is the armory. I actually forgot to hit record on this, so I had to go back and add a little video later. So here's a little video without shaders on of what it looked like afterwards when we completed the armory with our trims, our tools, armor, saddles, elytra, rockets, bows and arrows, the whole works. All going to be kept within our armory. As a little bit of fun, I was actually streaming on TikTok when this one came through, but we got asked to build a steam room or a sauna or a hot tub. Be rude not to, right? So we chucked in a little hot tub with a shower in the corner, a sort of a little bed to sleep in, a little bit of storage facility in here, and then nothing wrong with a little bit of bubbles and a little bit of smoke coming out of the actual hot tub itself. And then on to the kitchen. The kitchen is going to be one of the bigger ones that we've got here, where this is where all the cooked food's going to go. So a lot of the cooked food elements, the meats particularly, are all going to live within here. Later on down the line, I will show you some of the other rooms we're about to make, but this is one of the sort of the bigger ones, I would say, which has got more functional components to it. And as you kind of come up, you can see it's right inside the heart of like the middle of the left-hand side of the base, this one, because we've done most things down below now, and we're just starting to work our way back up. And you'll see that over time, we're obviously going to have another episode after this one to focus on giving each room its sort of individuality and make it feel as though it's somewhere it can belong. And then moving on to the last one, this is for Jimbo Duffman, our moderator. He joked on stream saying he wanted a house. I'm like, you know what, cool, let's do it. So we quickly chucked this up just at the last minute, just to give Mr. Jimbo Duffman a place to live. And I'll probably do the same for Melly and same with other moderators as well, and give them little places to live out from, as well as obviously having the hotel, which I'll show you in a little bit. But yeah, I think that's mostly everything sort of covered now, and I'll hand you back over to Tree for the last little part. There we go. Honestly and genuinely, it's taken me so long to do all that, and we're nowhere near finished. A lot of kind of looking at the interiors and stuff, I've actually had a chance rather to add a lot of like the sort of leaves and sort of the pale moss and the hanging roots, plant pots, flowers. I started to add it along here. You guys may have noticed this in previous episodes, where I did start to play around with like bushes and then little garden sections. There's so much more to add. And I mean, that's what episode 11 is going to be after this. Hopefully 11 and 12, I'd imagine, will be the kind of the final stages and conclusion of the Wilderness SMP before Christmas. That's the plan. So I'm going to try and conclude this Wilderness SMP sort of project by Christmas. And that's kind of the plan. We're currently in October right now. So with a couple of episodes left to go, yeah, all of these will have like little interiors like grass patches and leaves. And yeah, I can't wait to kind of get this all done, but let's just start at the beginning, and I'll kind of give you a little walkthrough properly. This is going to be the library area for all enchanting and books. I've not got the enchanting set up yet. However, what we're going to do is we're going to do little signs just in here, and we're going to add all of our different book types, and we're going to pop them into different areas. So it might be a whole section for mending, a section for unbreaking, and we'll try and have that all the way across. We should have enough spaces for nearly every book type. And if you kind of go free camming upstairs, you can see I did them in sections. So as long as I'm quite clever, I don't obviously have one of every book. We only really get what we kind of need or when we roll villagers. So we'll get all this updated in the future. So that's the library. Really pleased with that one. Dropping downstairs, one of the first ones you saw was the double storage. So we've been living down here for quite some time, but I added in a little dome roof just on either side of this, just to kind of fill it in a little bit better and blend with the rest of the game. Well, rather the rest of the map, I suppose. Some of the storage has been moving from here. The eventuality for this storage system is it won't have all the sort of little things in it. They will all move. Like the food will go to the food hall, and probably other little things will make their way across the build at some stage. The intention is to have all these sort of wood logs, planks, and variants for all different sort of type of wood. So this will probably be wood the whole entire section. Same for stone. All the stones can go on this side, so it'll be the sort of variations and the slabs and the stairs and all that, and walls. So it's going to, the storage is going to expand to just make things a little bit easier to find. I'm going to keep it all manual. I'm not really that interested in doing stuff with it for automation, not with the copper golems just around the corner. And upstairs will be available for us to use, all created exactly the same format, and we'll use it. So either way, we'll have it, we've got it, and we'll use it. But I'm not quite ready to use it just yet. We don't really have quite a lot of materials. But yeah, storage all done. Let's zip down here and move around the corner. Now I'm going to fly over to the next part, and we'll just fly around the corner because we haven't done a lot of these buildings yet. They're all future builds. So this one's going to be an automation farm for sugarcane. So that's going to go here, and then eventually we'll maybe get some villagers from our village, which you can kind of just see in the distance. We're going to bring those guys up and bring a little bit of character to the village and pop them into the city. So here's another extra little bit. You didn't see footage for this, but I did complete a lot of the corridors to kind of tidy everything up. So into the potion room, I left, when I did the recording, I left the roof off just so it was easier for you guys to see. But on the right, all the bottles. At the top, I've got the, well, these are actually the finished bottles. I only have like 2 different types. I can tell I use potions all the time. Not. Different bottle types. Up here is going to be the nether wart when I get some. This is all the ingredients, our water source, and our potion brewing stands. So I think this will do for what we need it for. We're not going to use it all that much. All the corridors, again, mainly all chests and barrels because it's just for storage in here. It is my convenience, but I will be adding plants and pots and hanging vines and stuff in the future. Into the mob drop house. I don't think there was a time lapse for this one. It was a very small build. I didn't want to just record it and pop it in, but yeah, all the circle things. Yep. Banners, wind charges, sort of spiders and zombies and mob heads, all in here. Up red the corner is into the armory. The armory is probably the one I think it took the longest because it was such a bigger build. All these walls had to get done, and then you can put all the tools in, all the workstations you might ever need, different armor, all the trims, rideables, tools, armor, rockets, elytra, bows and arrows and stuff. And yeah, this one turned out pretty neat, I think. We'll keep going around the corner. The next one was added for Jimbo Duffman, my moderator. We made him a little mod house. So in here, a couple little paintings of my old builds. Not many people will know what that build is. If you know what that build is, you're more than welcome to comment in the chat about it. But yeah, this was my first ever, my own SMP that I opened called the Treehouse SMP with my friends. And yeah, that was one of the builds from that. I love that build. And one of my community build challenges, which is that one. So yeah, still loads of stuff to add in here. Plants, pots, hanging vines, carpets, all sorts of stuff. I'll get to that in the future. Before we put it onto Patreon, I'll really clean it up and make it look a bit nicer. Upstairs, there was a suggestion from someone in my TikTok called Karen, who asked for a hot tub room. I mean, close enough, I suppose. A little shower in the corner. Lovely. Hot tub, and then some storage facilities, a little lounger. And I think from here, if we go upstairs one more, nothing on the right hand side yet. That will come in a future episode. I've got something lined up for that one. We then move into our kitchen. So kitchen area upstairs. We're going to use this for all of our food items. I've not transferred it all in yet, but this will be sort of a makeshift kitchen room that we can use. I've put mainly the storage as you come in to make it easier, but we'll put all the different cooked meats in this area here before later moving on upstairs. This is going to be the dining hall in here. And this one's going to be the food storage hall for mainly the vegetables and crops. So the meat will be in the kitchen, and the crops and the veg will go into this one. So yeah, I think I've got somewhat of a plan for most of the builds. There's still a whole bunch to do. I'm hoping, I say, by the end of October to have all the interiors done. And then hopefully by the end of November, it'll just be like tidying stuff up. So in the next sort of 2 weeks on stream, so you guys can watch us in all the different places. We will be streaming a lot of this. We've got the hotel to make here, and at the bottom, that's going to be one of our bigger builds. That'll be the focus when I come back from holiday. Will be this one here, because the others are just interiors. Before we then kind of move upstairs. Oh, I missed the stairs. Here they are. And then we move all the way upstairs to a build on the corner. So we've only got about maybe 4 or 5 to do. Here's another space here to do. Oh, wow, it blows very fast. And then the garden. So if I go free camming, we've got the garden to do. We've got this corner build to do. We have got the hotel, which is quite a big build. We have this corner section here. Got this little tiny build here to do. And inside the corner, got the dining hall and the food storage. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. Yeah, about 6. Oh, there's Seamus on the server. Hi, Seamus. The storage down the bottom, and then a marketplace. So as you can see, there's still quite a few different things can add and put into the build. But I thought for time lapses for this video, that's probably going to be enough. But what I wanted to do today is, obviously I don't really talk much about people that are on the server and other builds. You guys haven't really had a chance to explore. So what I thought I'd do is I thought we would head over to Luna Cupcake Space and let you all see it. Another content creator who streams like Twitch, creates content for like YouTube and stuff. And yeah, we'll head over and show you her base very, very quickly. Right, we've made it on back. And I thought for this one, I'll pop shaders on, or for those who are in Bedrock, some vibrant visuals. This is shaders. We're using complementary Unbound. And I thought I'd pop over and let you see Luna's base, because it is absolutely spectacular with the scenery and the mountains and everything she's working on. So a little shout out to our friend Luna. I'll go free cam so you can see it. Look at this place. And it's just really leaning into the lore and storytelling, infrastructure, architecture. Hers is a little bit more free flowing. Obviously mine's is quite compact into a square. But yeah, our little village here is using a solar punk theme. So there's a lot of like copper and oranges, a lot of flowers, farms and stuff like that. It's kind of going around the entire base. Yeah, I just thought you guys might want to see what somebody else is doing. There's obviously a few other server mates on here that have been building. We will in the future, oh look down there, we will be doing a full server tour for you all to let you see everybody's bases. But yeah, I thought I'd turn shaders on because I think looking at this in shaders, yeah, it just brings this place to life, especially when you get down low and you start to walk around. It's absolutely awesome. So I hope she doesn't mind. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's nothing on here that you have, guys, that we haven't seen on like our live stream and stuff, but yeah, all the different rooms and smaller details. If you want to learn how to interior, yeah, all these little small details and stuff. So this is all the small details I've got to add later. I just haven't had the time to do it because time's been a little bit thin recently. Yeah, all the way around the entire build, there's just small details everywhere. And this is where sometimes, you know, you can come for a little bit of inspiration. It's when you have friends on a server who are really good at interiors like this, you can kind of get a little bit of inspiration and add in some cool ideas. Hello. Wow, it's very noisy here. Armadillos and sniffers. Yeah, it's spectacular, this place. It's so cool. Dong. But yeah, there you go. Thought I'd give you a little bit of a fly over Luna Cupcake space today, and we'll plan for a future episode before we kind of wrap up Wilderness. I'll give you a little bit of tour of the entire server. It'll probably be a bit of a longer episode, that one, for those that are interested. Oh, there's Yorick's base. In fact, before we log out, we'll go over to Yorick. This was only built in like the past week. Yorick has been on the server and didn't have a base, a place to stay. So we'll kind of fly over here super quick, and then we'll head back to base and do one last little thing. And look at this gradient in this roof. This is all new. I've not seen any of this. Look at that. Yep, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Well done, Yorick. I think it was Yorick and Luna that kind of worked together on this one. But you kind of see how close proximity we all are. And there's a whole bunch of other people on the server that I've not really had a chance to sort of go see all that much in my episodes. But when we're on stream, we do try and get to kind of go by where we can and check everybody's bases out. But yeah, it'll all render in eventually. But we're just down here. Right. I'll turn off my shaders and stuff, and I'll come talk to you guys just in a second, and we'll round out today's wee episode, I think. Gotta try and keep that nice and short. I don't want to keep things too long. I know some people like the longer episodes, some people prefer the shorter episodes, so I'll turn with all the shaders off, and we'll talk about what's coming next. Right, thought I'd finish up where we started off. The base in the distance. I mean, I'm so happy with this. It's turning out so cool. I know guys probably see this sort of view quite a lot when I'm on stream and stuff, but I never get old of looking at this base and the hard work we've put into it over the months. So yes, we started this back in February 2025 at the start of this year, and we're now kind of up to the end of the build. So yeah, next episode will be episode number 11 after this, which is kind of scary that we've got this far. And the plan really is then to complete those interiors. That's the big focus for the now on streams. So we will be streaming on all the places, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, the whole shebang. So if whatever, you can catch us on whatever platform you prefer. And yeah, we'll focus on the interiors. We'll get all them done. And then we'll go around, make the base look pretty. So I think episode 11 will be making it all the interiors. And then I hope maybe episode 12 will just be going around doing some finishing touches. And then the final grand reveal of the entire build. So yeah, I think that's us for today's episode. So thank you very much. My name has been Tree. I do really appreciate it, guys. I've been subscribing, liking, commenting, watching the lives. Just know it means the absolute world. And yeah, I will see you all again in a future episode, if not on a live stream coming to you very soon. Take care, goodbye, have a lovely time, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.